Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kate Spring, and I'm a dating and relationship coach from the west coast of Canada. As you can tell by the title of this video, we're going to talk about how to flirt without being creepy. So before we get into the details, make sure that you subscribe to my channel where you can be notified every time I release a new video. You can also leave all of your questions in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get back to you personally as soon as I can. David Dryden Henningsen, professor at Northern Illinois University, identified that there are 6 motivations behind flirting. They are sex, so trying to get into bed with someone, fun, treating it like a sport, exploring, trying to see what it would be like to be in a relationship, relational, trying to increase the intimacy of a relationship, esteem, increasing one's own self-esteem, and lastly, instrumental, trying to get something from another person. In Henningsen's study, he asked 101 women and 99 men what a hypothetical flirting conversation would look like, and what he found was that men tended to have sexual motivations, whereas women were more motivated to flirt for relational reasons, so to increase intimacy. Intimacy is defined as a close familiarity or friendship. So if women are motivated to flirt, and here I guess we're talking about flirting back, then it's important to understand her motivations and the ways to avoid creeping her out, because once you creep a girl out, there's no going back. You can avoid being creepy by using these tips I'm about to outline for you. Number 1, the "you caught me" glance. The first point of contact to make with any woman with whom you're trying to flirt is to make eye contact, or the best way to get her attention is to get caught checking her out or glancing at her. Try to do this subtly. You're glancing at her, not staring at her. So do a quick glance. After she catches your first glance, give her a little nod. And then after the second glance, smile like an "oopsie, you caught me checking you out." Why I want you to establish eye contact first is to ensure that she meets your eye contact. Eye contact's purpose is to establish mutual interest. I'm not saying that just because a woman makes eye contact with you means that she wants to sleep with you. No. What I'm saying is that she could be interested in you if you've made this connection. At the very least, you could approach her and see what happens. Every human has 4 zones of interpersonal space: the public zone, social zone, the personal zone, and the intimate zone. What we're focused on here is moving you from the social zone, which ranges from 12 to 4 feet away from your target flirting partner, to the intimate zone, which is within touching distance. Eye contact is your golden ticket into the desired intimate zone. The social zone is where you start any flirty encounter. It's a space used for public and social conversations, whereas, like I said before, the intimate zone is within touching distance, ultimately where you want to end up. You approach the intimate zone through making eye contact through your casual glances. Number 2 is to mirror her posture to build rapport. Remember that flirting is a response to attraction, and attraction is evoking interest, pleasure, or liking for someone. So what else can you do to persuade a woman with whom you've never met that you're the best candidate with whom to flirt and maybe even sleep with? This brings us to our next point, which is to mirror her body posture. When we first meet people, we make snap decisions about whether we like or dislike someone. This is a survival method that we have adapted into our modern interpersonal interactions. We have an involuntary fight or flight response to people, which dictates whether or not we like them. And this happens in a matter of seconds. One of the ways to be seen as more favorable is to mirror the posture of the person with whom you're speaking. This is a technique in building rapport, and rapport is defined as a close and harmonious relationship in which the people or groups concerned understand each other's feelings or ideas and communicate well. In other words, rapport is a bond that you form with someone through certain gestures, one of which is mirroring body posture and body language. If the girl that you're trying to flirt with is standing tall with relaxed shoulders, it wouldn't make sense for you to approach her with your arms crossed and hunched over. No, that's a closed-off body posture. Try to mirror ever so slightly the posture and gestures of your communication partner. If she uses her hands to talk a lot, think about trying to gesticulate as you talk as well. You don't have to go gesture for gesture, but it would make her feel more comfortable talking and flirting with you if she feels comfortable and feels like you have a similar communication pattern. You're trying to create a feeling of togetherness and harmony. Number 3 is to compliment. Our third tip in learning how to flirt without creeping women out is to look at the topic of conversation. Pickup lines are a thing of the past, but compliments are the way to the future. The thing about flirting is that it's all about making the other person feel good by giving them attention and asking them questions. One way to give them positive attention is to compliment a woman on something that she has chosen. If you've watched any of my other videos, then you'll know that I am a firm believer in a good compliment on something that a woman has chosen to wear, or the way that she has chosen to style her hair, or to compliment her on something that she's worked on. Compliments make people feel good about themselves when they're around you. And as Maya Angelou once said, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And that is a statement that I personally live by. Number 4 is gentle touches. Psychologist Dr. Nicholas Gogin, in his essay Courtship Compliance, The Effect of Touch on Women's Behavior, suggests that there is research to prove that light tactile contact increases compliance to a wide variety of requests. He conducted 3 experiments in 3 different locations. Each one, however, had 2 different approaches. A man approaching a woman and gently touching her, and another encounter when a man approached a woman and made no physical contact. The results were that women were more attracted to men who engaged in gentle, momentary tactile touching because it made them seem more dominant. And in another study called Dominant and Heterosexual Attraction, conducted at Arizona State University, the study showed female university students a 1-minute video clip of a man who expressed nonviolent dominant gestures like placing his hand on a woman's shoulder. What the findings concluded was that the female students viewed the men who engaged in light touching as more sexually attractive and were considered to be a more desirable dating partner because of their perceived dominance. Now, dominance kind of has a negative connotation, but I think that what they mean here is influence. And really, that's what flirting and courting is. And that is influencing another person that you're a potential sexual contender. So use touch to your advantage. Playfully touch a woman to deepen your flirtatious connection. Tickling was one of the oldest flirting methods in the book. You can touch a woman's arm to get her attention. Place your hand at the small of her back to guide her somewhere. Find quick, friendly ways to make physical contact with a woman to better your flirting experience. Number 5 is to have fun. So as my last piece of advice with flirting, it's always good to remember to have fun. Take it slow so that you aren't showing all of your cards at once. Give a little and then see what you get in return flirt-wise from a girl. Flirting is also a mindset, so please remember to have fun with it, because if you aren't having any fun, neither will the girl with whom you're trying to flirt. So in having some fun, that means don't be afraid to be goofy and not take yourself too seriously. That's not what life is about, and that's not how you make connections with people. Making connections is all about finding similarities between your lives, and you can't do that without being a little vulnerable. So go forth and prosper. I hope that you've enjoyed what you've learned in this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video.